All right, everyone. Hello, hello. I think we got sound and everything. Storms are really picking up strength here in Michigan. Several tornadoes and high wind events, or I guess I should say possible tornadoes, went through the Chicago metro. Now we have tornado warnings down across northwestern Indiana. And technically, one of those is clipping southwest Michigan. But we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in these orange boxes, which does include Kalamazoo, Portage, down toward Three Rivers, Sturgis, and Coldwater. This also does include Benton Harbor, and on top of that, it looks like Benton Harbor is also under a flash flood warning, and that's because, as you can see here, about an inch to an inch and a half in 30 minutes. So these are dropping an absolutely prolific amount of rainfall. The severe thunderstorm warning for Kalamazoo and Portage, if you can see here, tornado possible being indicated there. What that means is we're just looking for kind of a brief spin up to possibly come down out of these. So something we have to take very seriously and very carefully there. Just over to the west in different areas, back over here to the west on I-94 from Paw Paw to Almena. A very heavy storm, severe storm coming through. That warning is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and again, they're labeling it tornado possible as well. So we can take a look at, let's see, different velocities, rotations here. I got a new radar that we're going to try out. So let's see, high-res velocity. And here's where we are seeing a little bit of that rotation possible with those reds and greens that are pretty much right on top of each other. So let's see, we can turn lightning detection off here for a second because I think we're all pretty aware that there's a lot of lightning out there. So in addition to all this, there's these bright areas showing up indicating some pretty intense winds that are possible. And that includes Three Rivers over towards Dowagiac. And as you can see, now we have tornado warnings being issued from South Bend all the way down pretty much like the northern 25% of Indiana under a tornado warning now. But again, for our area here in Michigan, Kalamazoo, Portage, Three Rivers, Sturgis, Coldwater, as well as Paw Paw and back down to the southwest are under severe thunderstorm warnings. So we'll put it back on the reflectivity here for you. And let's see, I think I can, yeah, there's a couple of cool things we can do here. Can do a little bit of a 3D thing just to show you where the heaviest rain is. This doesn't really help us actually, so we'll go back to a two-dimensional here. But again, we're looking really closely at Kalamazoo and Portage. This area, obviously a little nervous because we had the EF2, borderline EF3 tornado go on through. EF2, I believe it was rated. And just a ton of rainfall. I mean, this is like tropical moisture coming through, very humid air mass, just a lot for these things to work with. So we are going to be watching out very carefully for all that stuff too. And we'll put a loop on it here for you and show you how everything is coming on by. And again, we have very heavy cells from Paw Paw, Kalamazoo, Three Rivers, and Sturgis. These are moving off to the northeast, and the main line, like the main line, still a little further over to the west here. That is one we're going to be watching very carefully, maybe going right along the Michigan-Indiana border, but at this point, I think it's going to be pretty much along and south of I-94. We do have some cool thunder and lightning that is showing up around the Grand Rapids area, so if I switch it back over to the Grand Rapids radar, not a lot of rain, but a lot of lightning, cloud-to-cloud lightning coming down around the Grand Rapids area as well. And again, these are severe thunderstorm warnings for most of the state of Michigan, but as you can see, they have been given this tag, it is tornado possible. And what that means is, you know, a brief spin up is possible. So it's not a confirmed tornado. We're not seeing anything as of right now that would warrant a warning. But just from how the season has been going, I mean, we all know about the Livonia tornado, right? That's spun up in like a matter of seconds. And it's just kind of impossible to issue a warning and do everything you have to do to get that warning out if it's like a couple seconds or a minute long here and there. So putting the tornado possible tag in there is a good way to show you that this isn't just an ordinary severe thunderstorm warning, that there is some kind of rotation with it, and that a tornado is possible. It is not confirmed, but it is possible. across these areas. And again, I am looking at Michigan right now. Detroit, you got nothing to worry about yet. So focus on the areas that we got going on here, and most of them will start to move east after that. We'll put a loop on it here for you, and then maybe I'll switch back over to Radar Scope. This is Radar Omega. I'm just trying out a couple different programs here, seeing which one I like the best over the next couple of months while Brad Sugden weather gets underway. And again, just prolific rainfall. We do have that flash flood warning, as you can see, for Benton Harbor. The severe thunderstorm warning for Benton Harbor is the damage threat is considerable. This is about to expire in a couple of minutes, but it's rated considerable because the wind threat is 70 miles per hour. So nice little fun fact there, if you will. Again, severe thunderstorm warning along I-94 near Pawpaw, and that is for a tornado possible. Same thing, severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible over Kalamazoo and Portage, and then down by Three Rivers. This one's not indicating a possible tornado, but still 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible with this. And again, these are anticipated to continue going all the way on through. That's really grainy. I don't think I like it. This is supposed to show more than one radar site, I believe. Yeah. Alright, well, dealing with severe weather and rotation and stuff, we need the most high-res resolution stuff we can get, so we will go back over to single-site radar. Now, this is interesting, too. This is the storm total precip that we're measuring here. And this is indicating over 3 inches of rain just offshore, but in Benton Harbor, it's looking at about 2.61 at the moment. And again, that's radar estimated, not showing anything, concrete, like recorded as of now. But the wording here is between 1.5 and 2.5 inches of rain has fallen. The expected rainfall rate is 1 to 1.5 inches every 30 minutes. So that would be about 2 to 3 inches per hour. Additional rainfall amounts of 1.5 to 3 inches are possible. So, I mean, by the time all is said and done, Benton Harbor, we could see almost 6 inches of rain in a very short amount of time coming out of these storms. And you can see those rainfall totals around Three Rivers starting to get up there a little bit as well, coming in a little over 2 inches. Most of you can see on the top of your screen there. And again, these are not moving super quickly, but they are moving off to the east-northeast at about 25 miles per hour. The other problem, though, is if they're not moving very quickly, they drop a lot of rain. And, well, needless to say, we've had a lot of rain lately, and a lot of flooding, and a lot of flash flooding. We don't really need that right now. Put the lightning here because there's just a prolific amount of lightning going on. We'll do 15 minutes. So these are the lightning strikes that we've seen just in the last 15 minutes. And I mean, like hundreds doesn't even cut it, guys. Like, look at that. That is insane. That's a lot of lightning. I don't know if it's going to give me a summary or notes. Maybe notes. It's just the drawing tool. Kind of playing around with this a little bit here as well, seeing what different features are. Yep, so this one I can show two things at the same time. That is super cool. We love to see that. Someone just asked about Dowagiac. There we go. Technically not in a warning, but probably not far away from it either. We're going to have more of these being issued here pretty shortly. This is not anticipated to die out as it crosses the state this time, so this might be an all-night thing, primarily for those along and south of I-94. We'll put a loop on it here for you and show you how everything's kind of transpired over the last hour or so. Just tons of lightning. There's just a lot of moisture with these storms as they swing on by. And what's going to happen now is we're going to develop what we call a little wake low behind these, which is a little rotation that occurs, and that could, cause its own issues as well. Let's see if I have comments. Yeah, pretty quiet on the east side of the state. Let's see, a lot of people asking about Midland. That's just going to be likely some rain. A lot of the activity will stay down to the south at this point. So those are the warnings. There is a tornado watch. I can put that on for you. Okay, we need to get rid of some stuff here. There's way too many boxes on this screen. So the tornado watch is for the counties that are outlined in yellow. Now this does go up past Kalamazoo into, let's see, tornado watch. I'm not sure what these county names are, to be totally honest. I should know. But when they're all just a bunch of boxes, it gets confusing. Anyway, it goes up to Holland, just south of Grand Rapids. Is where the tornado watch is. And you can see that includes Kalamazoo and the other counties in the southwest part of the state as well. And the tornado watch also includes much of northwestern Indiana. So that's just the tornado watch. That is not the tornado warnings that we have been seeing. That's just the tornado watch in the yellow boxes. If you remember the taco watch and warning, taco watch means you have all your ingredients. A taco warning means you're about to eat your taco. So right now we have all the ingredients for a tornado, but the only areas that are in the warnings are down by South Bend in Indiana. We do not have tornado warnings in effect for hardly any of Michigan, just the extreme southwestern part of 1 or 2 counties. And again, these are lifting off to the northeast. As you can see, get a little bit of a Boeing segment going up to the north here now. And again, there's tons of cool lightning that I can see from Grand Rapids. You can see lightning stretching, up into the stratiform precip that we see here, which is just basically the cloud tops get blown off and you get that, the big anvil shape where you can have some thunder and lightning up there as well. So that's kind of what we're seeing here. I can try this 3D volumetric thing. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but we're going to try. I haven't messed around with this in a while. All right, so let's see here. It'd be cool if the map was transposed onto this. Ooh, look at this fancy. Unfortunately, unless I'm missing something, this isn't particularly useful because it's not showing me the volumetric scan like I need it to show me. So this is something I will just have to play around with when I'm not live because I don't know how to use that right now. And it's not like the other ones, that is for sure. Gotta filter out a bunch of garbage data. I'm sure there's a way to do it, or they wouldn't have it in here. But you know, dog hair. Echo got dog hair in my mouth. Okay, so yeah, we're still watching these storms come through. Southwestern Michigan, northwestern Indiana, South Bend is under a tornado warning, along with Michigan City, Kankakee. Excuse me. A little tired because we didn't sleep last night with the storms coming through, you know? Yeah, we do have a little bit of a couplet showing up over southwestern parts of Kalamazoo County here. Let's see if they're saying anything in the chat about that. It's like one trained spotter mobile at M51, half-mile south of I-94. And they are not reporting rotation there, but that would be way up here, not down by Schoolcraft. We'll see. I would definitely be watching this little area of rotation as well. These are really bubbling around a lot, though, but there is definitely some rotation with that, and that is why the tornado possible tag has been indicated on the warning. So remember, for Kalamazoo and Portage, that is a tornado possible, not confirmed or warned as of yet, but one could develop very quickly. 78 degrees and pouring rain. That is definitely tropical. When you're 78 degrees and pouring rain. Holy moly. So let's pause this so we can keep an eye on this. And now I think I'm actually going to switch everyone over to radar scope because I'm just a little more comfortable with that. And if we're going to start to get into the nitty gritty here, I want to use things I am totally comfortable with. So here we go. Yeah, we can put storm tracks on there. Okay. Cities, highways, radar. Okay, cool. So yeah, we are watching for the possibility. Yeah, see, this isn't showing as much as that other program was in terms of rotation. We have some broad rotation, but yeah, I can definitely see why they're hesitant on pulling the trigger on a warning. And keep in mind, this is also pretty far away from the radar site, so this is not like it's ground level rotation either. We are looking at a radar beam that is 3.6, 3,500 feet up in the air. I mean, that's more than a half a mile. And lots of moisture. These things are definitely rain wrapped. And just look at all that lightning. Oh my God, there's so much lightning. Man. That's a lot of lightning for the state of Michigan out of some of these storms. I mean, these are hefty. All right. So we'll keep a very close eye on Kalamazoo and Portage. Again, broad rotation, nothing super immediate. Okay, let's see. All right. Just scrolling through comments really quick. Sorry, just want to make sure I am not missing anything too crazy here. I cannot see comments all the time, by the way, so unless I say I'm specifically looking at them, they are on a different screen that I have to go out of. My recording software is programmed to show you radar scope, the radar, no matter what. So it'll show you this, and while I'm like tooling around on some other screen, TikTok, you get a nice behind the scenes look because you got to be on the phone because the computer TikTok just doesn't want to work. So there you go. You can definitely hear some good booms here in Grand Rapids too. So again, we are watching severe thunderstorm warnings. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning there. The one in Kalamazoo is still rated tornado possible. The timing of this thing is going to be a little weird and wonky because it's obviously a little further ahead. But let's say, excuse me, we subtract 10 minutes off this. That would put Galesburg at about 12:13. Augusta and just west of Battle Creek at about 12:28. And I am sorry, I yawn a lot when I'm tired, and it was storming to like 4:30 in the morning last night, and a little bit of an issue with a pretty elaborate scam attempt earlier today, so I'm just like spent and tired. The scam, by the way, now that I've went to the police and everything, by the way, they were like sending me pictures of dismembered bodies. So be on the lookout for that. I hope I'm the only one that has to deal with that. That was kind of disgusting. Anyway, so I'm tired, mentally and physically. Again, Kalamazoo, you're really in the thick of it now. I would not be surprised if Kalamazoo, we start to see a flash flood warning pop up here pretty soon, to be totally honest, especially after all the rain we've had lately. And down to the south, don't forget South Bend, you are under a tornado warning for till 12:30. That is radar indicated. That does kind of clip Niles and New Buffalo. Otherwise, for warnings that are fully in the state of Michigan, we just have Kalamazoo, Portage, Three Rivers, Coldwater, Paw Paw. Dowagiac is getting a hell of a storm, but you are not in a warning right now, though one could pop up. And again, these are in a very warm, very moist environment, so it is really, really easy to get straight line winds. It's really easy for those winds to rush out and lift that warm air into the cloud, and that's why we get those Boeing segments that really rush those storms along. Um, yeah, so it's a lot of buoyancy and stuff like that. And back over by Chicago, goodness, I mean, we got storm reports or wind reports for days. Now we got another new thunderstorm warning that is for Three Rivers over toward Marcellus. And this one is for 3/4 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, radar indicated. Really, the area of most concern, I guess, if you will, is just going to be the massive downpour storm over Kalamazoo at the moment. I'm going to turn these tracks off because they're not really providing us with any good information when they are so far behind. Lightning data looks like it is severely lagging as well. There we go, caught up. Yay, lightning data. So just tons of, look at all that lightning. Gosh, Kalamazoo, are you okay? That's a lot of lightning. I'd be concerned that we're striking some structures and trees and stuff around there, we should probably take a look at outages. Outage map. Consumers. I think it's consumers down there at least. Kinda. Borderline consumers. I don't know what the other one is. There's also poweroutage.us. If anyone is ever wondering where we get these fancy power outage graphics, go to poweroutage.us. Even though it is .us, it is nothing crazy. Michigan, total of 13,859 customers are without power. Some of those are up in Emmett County near Mackinac. We have 3,200 people without power in Ottawa County, and about 6,600 are without in Berrien County. And this will also tell me the name of the county. I like this. We're going to leave this map open. And again, if anyone wants to send pictures or video, that would be great. There is a brand new weather group where you can share photos and stuff. It is called the Mitten Weather Report. It's run by my page and it's run by Christina Burkhart. We're still good friends. And I said, hey, want to start a Facebook group with me? Keep up with the Joneses here because everyone else is absolutely killing it. And in the spirit of healthy competition, we are going to do it as well. So it took us a little longer, I will say. I will give credit where credit is due. Other people are doing an amazing job out there. Amazing job. Now that I don't work for a TV station, I have time to devote to doing other things like this, and I want to do it too. So, yes, there we go. And again, no hard feelings against anyone else. I've bantered back and forth with other pages plenty of times. I try to be friendly to everyone. I'm not looking to be like, I'm the only one that can do weather. No. All right. Yeah, tons and tons of lightning. Tons of lightning. And everyone keeps saying Detroit. Like, okay, Detroit's over here. There's nothing going on, guys. Okay? Nothing. Nothing. If you get something, it's going to be at about 4 o'clock in the morning. So we'll get to you when time comes, okay? Promise. I'm not sure if I'll still be awake at 4 o'clock in the morning, but there are plenty of meteorologists over there that start work at 4 o'clock in the morning. So get some sleep while you can, Detroit. Alrighty, so yeah, we're still just watching these storms. Let's take a little more of a broad look now, just to see where the line is going and all that. Put a loop on it here for you. Gotta wait for it to load though. Need elevator music or something. Okay, there we go. So you can see that we have the line ahead of the line, if you will. There's the Boeing segment going through northern Indiana right now. That will continue to race over to the east. And yes, that will eventually head toward Fort Wayne, Muncie, and Ohio. The other parts of the storm will keep tracking off to the east as well. Honestly, I'm not thinking Detroit has a slam dunk at severe weather. I think a severe warning or two is definitely possible on this branch of storms that's developing out ahead of it. So what's going on is ahead of this line, we're just like shooting up warm, moist air. We call that warm air advection, and then it hits the boundary that's in place, and you get storms. Then you got the Boeing segment here. And then since everything's rotating like this, you're going to get a little low pressure back here, and that's going to come on through. So that was very basic, but that's what's happening. And because you're streaming, oh, come on, I hit the drawing thing there. Streaming, and then you got this going this way, it just kind of like naturally starts to rotate, see? And that's what's called a wake low, and then you get the low pressure on the top side of it. But also on the top side of these segments, I am hitting the button. Would you please listen? Okay. So sometimes when you get a Boeing segment like this, okay, you're not listening. paid money for this program. I want it to work. There. Okay, so you get these bowing segments, and then since they rush out, you kind of get these little like swirls developing in the back, and you can get a tornado warning on the north side of this for sure. Seen that happen before. I actually learned that from Rusty in Omaha because I was just a wee child when I started in Omaha. Learned some pretty cool things from other Mets in this industry, actually. One of them, Kevin Goff, very knowledgeable guy over in Flint. You guys know Kevin Goff? Very, very knowledgeable and has some cool tips and tricks for like low pressures and winter storm systems, like the position of the 700 millibar low. I did skip a few classes in college, so maybe I skipped that day. I don't know. I'm not a perfect person, but that was a cool thing to learn. Learned a lot from the meteorologist in Omaha. I really learned a lot from everywhere I've been, so it's been really cool. I think it'll rain in Midland. Midland is kind of like outside of the like intense severe weather areas anyway, so I'm not really seeing much at this point. But keep in mind, like there's a ton of rain on the north and west side of this thing. Like we could very well have some flooding rains from Grand Rapids to Lansing, even though a lot of the severe activity is a little further down to the south. And let's take a look at how much rain has fallen, and then we can actually put on maybe some storm reports or something. So let's see, storm total accumulation. This is probably pretty delayed, but when we start getting into the light blues, that is 1.5 inches. So most of Kalamazoo and Portage getting to about 1.5 inches already. Once you get over to the west a little bit from Paw Paw to Lawrence, we're getting in like the darker green borderline purples. That's actually about 3 inches. And then we know from the warning it said up to 2.5 inches already fell, with maybe up to 3 more on the way. So, you know, we're looking in the 3-inch range for parts of Benton Harbor, and I think that lines up well with the observations and the forecast. So a lot of rain, a lot of rain, a lot of rain. And these are delayed, by the way. It takes the radar a while, you know, just the algorithms and data and stuff like that. Digital reflectivity, that's not what I wanted. Reflectivity. Okay, so that's reflectivity. We can take a look at velocities again. I'll put storm relative velocity on here. And it looks a lot scarier than it is. We are seeing some little couplets for sure, but they are far away, and I'm thinking we're just having like an algorithm issue kind of day. Looking for patterns, looking for patterns, looking for patterns. Patterns, patterns, patterns. What's going on here? Any obvious swirls? Well, one of them, definitely by Coldwater, that is broad rotation for sure, because that is held on pretty much the entire time. You can see the reds and the greens right there. They get a little more faded out, but definitely good rotation. Could just be the rear flank downdraft as well. It's just hard to tell, guys. These are, wow. I don't even know if I want to show this much more because it's just going to get everyone all riled up with big, bright, fancy colors everywhere. I'm going to reload just velocity without storm relative and see what that's showing, and it's showing a little more gobbledygook. Definitely have that little, the rotation from the cell along the border. Absolutely. There's just broad rotation though. There's nothing major going on there. But all these other like things that look like they're intense couplets really just looks like a shitload of inflow. Like a shitload of inflow. Okay. Sorry, I swore. I'm not on TV anymore. Whatever. Yeah, so yeah, we'll be watching these. There is some funky action going on, but nothing that's like immediately super concerning. But I will pop back over into the National Weather Service chat and see what they're saying, because they do have some people on the ground that spot and take a peek. Okay, so yeah, here's reflectivity. Again, cold water, you got a hell of a storm over you. Marshall about to come your way, and Kalamazoo again just getting dumped on right now and poured on, as well as Dowagiac, Paw Paw, Three Rivers. Yeah. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Consumers. Uh, there's a couple. Maybe not. Now there's only 795 people without power on consumers. That's good. So there might be some rotation higher up in the cloud, but as of right now, the emergency manager of Kalamazoo County is saying heavy rains and peak winds at 25 miles per hour. So that's not concerning. Reading, Michigan. Oh, hey, I've been there. Reading, Reading, one of those things. Yeah, you're okay. It's loud and it's loud. I'll give you that much. And there's a lot of lightning. But the warning, if it does get extended for Hillsdale County, parts of Reading, which probably rate, yep, there you go. Reading, Reading. I don't know, man. There you go. Not in a warning right now, but it could have a couple areas of gusty winds. But most of the people aren't reporting a lot of winds with these, to be honest. So they must just be aloft for now. Tense updrafts, that's for sure. We'll get some rain and some thunder in Lansing, but at this point, it's looking fairly confident that along and south of I-94 is going to be where a lot of the action is. And there is still thunder and lightning. Like, do you see all these little lightning bolts even up past Cedar Springs, Plainfield Township, Grand Rapids, Lowell? So there is some thunder and lightning up here. This is what we call stratiform precip. And yeah, so this is like rainymood.com, like thunder and lightning. This is like all hell's breaking loose, thunder and lightning down to the south. Very, very intense. And just a lot of rain. You know, at this point, it might be more of a flooding threat than anything, with a lot of the heaviest stuff being just south of the Michigan Indiana border. Not even getting many wind reports anymore. Yeah, a lot of wind damage and flooding and whatnot being reported over by Chicago, though, that's for sure. Like, here's some thunderstorm wind damage. Large tree reported on a house in Thornton, Illinois. Um, oh, Michigan City, Great Lakes. Um, yeah, that place. 55 miles per hour. Okay. Baraga. Oh, yeah, there are still some storms up there, aren't there? Baraga. Baraga, I'm just kidding. I know it's not Baraga. You're totally in the UP is fine. Nothing going on in the UP. Got a few more storms for northern lower. Nothing warned, but most of the activity is down to the south. Oh man, that makes me want to go to the UP. I love the UP. Kalamazoo is still under this torrential downpour, right in the middle of the screen there, and along 94. I would be surprised if a flash flood warning is not issued pretty soon. The call has just been put out to ask for reports of flooding, so we're not seeing anything yet. And if anyone has anything to add, that would be awesome. Um, it's hard. We don't have any eyes right now. Traffic cameras are grainy on a good day, so when it's dark out, they're not going to show us shit. just for, I don't know, a little word of advice. Every time someone comments a specific city, I'm getting like 1,400 other comments for a specific city. So, yeah. Again, these storms they're going slow. They're taking their time. I got the GoPro outside, hoping to catch some good lightning shots, but it's not as cool up here in Grand Rapids, I guess. I don't know. We had like 2 inches of rain last night, so I'm gonna put this on a loop really quick, and I need to get a drink of water. Oops. Oh, all right. I got this apple water from Walmart. Man, it's actually kind of good. So the rotation on the apps is just the. I don't even know what to say about it really. Yeah, there is some broad rotation going on, but now we're getting, yeah. See, here we go. Now we're getting some of the Boeing segment coming through just south of Kalamazoo and Portage. Do you see how this is kind of starting to? Would you draw there? So see how this guy's coming on through, and it's just like really starting to pick up steam and go down to the southeast. And that happens. A lot of these Boeing segments, they do like naturally curve down to the south and the east. So, if that continues to happen in Detroit, you might be in a pretty good spot with it going south into Toledo. That'd be cool. But be very careful if you're looking at velocity on your own right now because it's kind of garbage. I'm going to turn it back on, so I'll look for some general patterns and see if I can find a couplet that lasts for longer than 4 seconds. It's got to load. Man, I'm wasting half my life here with loading times. See, this is, yeah, it looks really scary. Gosh. Ooh, that one, like, shook everything. Echo, you doing okay? Yeah? You good girl? All right. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. No? Okay. You don't want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come up here. Up here. Up here. No. Oh, man. Echo, come here. She said no thanks. So, yeah, anyway, just the reason I'm talking to my dog and not about the velocity is not because I'm an idiot. It's because I don't see anything majorly concerning, and these velocities are honestly all over the place. So, we are watching everything closely. The National Weather Service is watching everything closely. We're keeping a really close, and again, these colors are just so. I mean, look at this. They're like maxing out for a frame, and then they're gone. If a warning was issued for every single one of these, especially when people on the ground are saying, "Hey, not a whole lot is happening," then not good. Now, one area that there's just a little bit of broad rotation is, this one that ended up through Coldwater. See it kind of start over here, and it just keeps going. Cool. These ones are just like popcorn, So we got to watch out for all that kind of stuff too. And that's why we can't just warn every time there's a red and a green right next to each other on the radar. Yes, there is some broad rotation, absolutely. Some of these, though, with the storms the way they are, inflow, outflow, updraft, downdraft, bleh, bleh, and nothing like super organized coming through. And if I'm acting a little different, it's because you're getting Brad unfiltered. Brad filtered on TV was one person, Brad unfiltered is another person. So, get ready. Yeah. Okay, now see this going through Kalamazoo and Portage right now? How there's like this red line forming? Ooh, look at that. Yeah, this is going to start to bow out. So we're getting a little bit of like, okay, look at this. So you can kind of make out this like little bit of a bowing feature here, right? Yep. And now we're starting to get a little bit of a bowing feature here. So these might be becoming a little more organized and getting ready to bow out with a bigger wind threat. So therefore, Albion, Jackson, Somerset Center, Hillsdale, I would get ready for the possibility of some more warnings and maybe these wind speeds to, I don't know, verify a little bit more. I'm trying to think of a word to say. And again, feel free to send pictures and video if you have any lightning pictures. The Michigan Weather Report is a new Facebook group. So the Mitten Weather Report, excuse me. The Mitten Weather Report would be a great place to do that. This is the group. So for TikTok, if you want to get on Facebook, it's called the Mitten Weather Report. I would love any pictures and video you get there. I can show the Facebook people. Maybe window capture. Did I delete a source and didn't realize it? Looks like I might have. All right, so there, now everyone can see it. The Mitten Weather Report. Go add yourself and feel free to share any weather stuff you want to share. It is awesome. Myself and Christina Burkhart are going to run it. And just a little plug, don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon. 99 cents will get you access to a lot. If you want climate information on like why we're getting downpours of 2 to 3 inches per hour every other day, that will be in there. So that would be $5 a month. And you don't have to subscribe forever. You can subscribe for 1 month, read all the climate stuff, wait a couple more months for there to be a plethora, subscribe again. Do whatever you want. But Patreon is Brad Sugden Weather, so this is my new adventure, and thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now this little Boeing segment's right along I-69. There we go. We're getting a little wind report. 40 miles per hour now coming out of Portage at the airport. And again, this is definitely starting to show a little bit of a Boeing segment here. Now let's turn on some velocities. And see, now we're starting to get like a little more stripes of red and green, which is indicating more of like a uniform push of wind. All right, so just waiting for these. Again, Hillsdale, you got a heavy storm coming through. I know someone was commenting from Reading, reading, something like that. And some folks are asking about Indiana. I don't know where cities are in Indiana. There's Goshen, and then like Auburn. I know Auburn. I know Fort Wayne, which is right there. But yeah, we're seeing some storms develop. So they made a massive severe thunderstorm warning along the whole entire line. In terms of radar sites, we can go to the northern Indiana. Is that it? Yeah, that is it. Okay, cool. So yeah, here's the Boeing segments going through Indiana right now. And you can see their bowing segments. And this is what I named Echo after, by the way. It's called a bow echo. So Echo's name is Echo Bow. But we're getting one forming up in Kalamazoo. We're getting one from South Bend down to Lake Kokomo, and we're getting one from Kokomo down to Lake Indianapolis. So these are bowing segments with winds rushing out like this. That's why they're bowing. And that's where the wind threat is coming from. And now we're getting a wind report 42 miles per hour at 1 mile east-northeast of Douglas. 42 miles per hour. And again, the one in Portage was 40 miles per hour. Okay. Oh crap. Did I switch you back over? Yes, okay. Let's see here. By the way, I'm at almost 30,000 likes on Facebook and about 65,000 on TikTok. So I really thank you for your support. Please keep telling more people to like and follow. And it might be break time here for a minute. Let's see what else is going on. A little bit of flooding on some roadways, maybe. Many areas of Kalamazoo and Portage are reporting street flooding. But that's about it so far. So in terms of damage reports, we're doing okay so far. Looks like this symbol would be that water on M51 most likely. And I'm sure you can see this is definitely forming into a little more of a bow segment here. So they have issued another severe thunderstorm warning for Berry and Calhoun County, and that's for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that is going to be all the way until 1:30 in the morning. It's going to be a loud, long night again. God help us all. I'm tired. Like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Okay. Yeah, we do have some thunder and lightning showing up over Lansing as well now. So definitely getting some overshooting tops and some thunder and lightning. Rumbling thunder and GR. Yep, I'm hearing it too. Thank you. You and the puppy, not afraid of storms. You can see them getting stronger, weaker. Across Genesee County. Yeah, so we will have to watch out how these Boeing segments go, Mike. But it does seem like a lot of the activity is going to be south of Flint and Genesee County. Again, I'm thinking south of I-94. And once you get past Lansing, probably along the south of I-96. Especially if they start to curve a little more to the south and the east. Thanks, Jesse. I do miss Omaha a little bit too. I was just talking about it the other day. Oh, good. Someone more love for Kevin Goff. Sorry, I think I'm really behind on comments. I just got a bunch of them that came through. Yeah, Kevin's a good guy. Kevin and Christina were great coworkers, you guys. They were. Okay, so yeah, just to kind of keep track of everything here, we basically have warnings for southeastern Berry County, all of Calhoun County. Well, close enough to all of Calhoun County. Kalamazoo County, Coldwater, because I don't know the name of that county. Three Rivers. One of these over here is Berrien. I think it's the furthest southwest one. There's a Cass County over there. I think that's where Dowagiac is. Haha, yes. Okay, so Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, Branch County. That was it, Branch County. Verify to continue. Okay, TikTok. Chill. Verify again? Man, you not see all this crap on the screen, TikTok? I don't have time for this. Yeah, Kalamazoo is slowing down a little bit. So I think the worst of it has pretty much passed Kalamazoo, and it'll continue moving off to the south and the east, or just due east / slightly northeast. Oops, sorry. I didn't know that was going to shake the screen. You're in Dowagiac now. All right. So should be winding down for you soon in Dowagiac, but a lot of standing water is probably going to be around town there. We're still going to see a lot of rain for a little while, unfortunately. Well, let's take a look. Someone said they just received a tornado watch in Jackson. Maybe it has been expanded. Not seeing it expanded yet, but I can check more places in case it hasn't come through on this program. Come on. Oh, severe thunderstorm warning. That's what it's a severe thunderstorm warning. That just popped up for you. So, yeah, Jackson County just got issued a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds for this huge storm coming through. So now, officially, all of Calhoun County and Jackson County are under severe thunderstorm warnings. And that goes until 2 o'clock in the morning. That is an hour and a half long morning. And again, I do have the reports, like the storm reports, set to show up on here. We're just not seeing a whole lot of them, which is good. We don't want to see a lot of them. That means that these are very heavy storms, but they're not causing much damage. So let's go back to our power outage friend over here. And power outage is 16,000, which is not a whole lot. It means everything for those of the people that are without power. But Berrien County, we have 7,500 without. Cass County, 2,800 without. St. Joseph County, 852. Van Buren County, 560. And then up north, Emmett County has 1,900. Getting a couple little ones showing up here and there. Northeast of Battle Creek, a couple more down by Coldwater. But these are not very widespread. They're very isolated, very sporadic. So that's good. That also means they will be, knock on wood, restored faster. So hopefully. Again, just severe thunderstorm warnings right now. The tornado watch back over to the west is going to expire in an hour and a half. It is until 2 o'clock in the morning. At this point, though, I'm not anticipating much more tornado threat, unless I'm missing something. That's going to be chipped away at for sure. to leave it here just for a moment. I need to take a brief break, and I shall be right back.